Okay, so today I'm working on replacing the trunk gutters on the back of this 67 Chevelle. This is where the trunk weather strip channel is going to be, kind of right in this area. I've got the rear window to trunk lid filler, or the Dutch, pulled out of the car right now. But once that is put into place and spot welded here in this channel, your trunk weather strip is going to go in this area. And this little lip right here is what actually holds it in place. You know, you certainly want to use some weather strip adhesive here and there, but that lip is what's going to hold it in place. Now, if you've been watching some of my other videos, you know how rusty this old car was when I started working on it. And one of the problems here, as you can see, where the factory gutter is, and you know, keep in mind that that gutter isn't a separate piece. It's already part of this package tray. But this area is particularly prone to rusting out. Water gets in there and sits over the years. But after I had sandblasted this package tray, I started to get a little bit of blow through here, as you can see. So being suspect of this entire gutter, I went through with my pick and hammer and just started tapping all the way along the gutter channel here, and anywhere that I could break through really easily, I knew that I had some problems. So pretty much this whole left side is bad. I think kind of down here around where the hinges are, I'm going to be able to save a lot of that. And then if we look over here on the right hand side, same situation here where I started to just prod and poke a little bit with a pick and hammer, and I started to find places where the metal was real thin. So I've got a nice little kit here from Belden Speed and Engineering. You can see the two pieces here. They go ahead and make those pieces, and they're ready to go. If you need the part number, it's 6667-UT GCHL. For 66, 67 Chevelle. I think these pieces will actually work for 68 to 72 models as well. So I've already started to trim these up. One of the things that you'll want to do is that you will want to shape these just a little bit to make sure that they fit the contour of your gutter area. They are basically straight pieces, and if you look closely enough at the package tray area, there is some contour there. So make sure that you get in there and you shape those before you start any final welding. It may be a little bit difficult to see here, but I actually, as part of my shaping process, I cut some relief slits into the sheet metal. I've actually since welded those shut so that I don't have any open areas. But what you'll want to do is come in and just make a couple of relief slits in the pieces that you're going to use, and then just gradually bend them. And be careful, because they do bend pretty easily once you get the relief slits cut in there. The other thing that you'll want to do, depending on how much of the gutter you're going to use, is you'll want to make sure that you cut some areas here, some relief areas. For example, this hole right here. This piece is actually going to fit up underneath here. There's a number of ways that you can do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cut this lip out. I'm going to cut it flush. I'm going to cut it flush with the package tray. So I'm going to basically cut the lip off of the area. And then what I'll do is I'll come in with my channel, and I'm just going to slide it up underneath there. And then I'm going to plug and spot weld it. So what I'll do is I'll come through here. You know, as you see when I took the deck filler out, I had a hole there. So I can probably just punch that, open that up a little bit, and then I'll use that as a plug weld. You can do all spot welding, you can do all plug welding. It's really what you want to do. I'm going to do a little combination of both just so that I can get some plug welds in there. And then I'm going to come in and spot the rest of it. That's just less welds that I have to dress. So anyway, those are the pieces. The other thing to keep in mind when you do this is try to only use what you need. If you've just got little sections that need to be replaced, just try to replace just those sections. In this case, pretty much this whole gutter is gone, but I am going to come to about right here where this yellow tape is, and I'm going to cut it there. I'm going to save this part, and I'm going to replace the rest of it. The other thing to do is, you know, as you can see here, they do come in two pieces, into two halves. So make sure that you do 1/2 at a time. That way you can still use the original lip as a guide, as your point of reference. So I'll pick it back up here after I get this ground out of here. I'm going to cut that lip out and get my plug wells punched. As you can see here, I've got the trunk gutter lip, the old lip cut out. You can see it right here. This is just the old piece that sat right in here. If you can see that, that's that piece right there. It just came right out of there. I still have the original on the right side that will come out next, but I want to get this left-hand side welded in here first, and then again I'll just cut that lip out. That lip was sitting in there just like that, and I've cut it out and removed it. And now, as you can see here, I have the new gutter channel clamped in place here, and I'm gonna plug weld it in a couple of spots. So 2 spots where I'm gonna plug weld it, and then I'm gonna come down where I've got that metal showing, and I'm gonna spot weld the rest of it in place. So as you can see here, I've got it lined up pretty good with the original gutter channel that I'm gonna save. This flange is actually wrapped up underneath here, so we'll plug weld from the top, and then the new flange is underneath here. The other thing that I did that I didn't really show is I went ahead and sprayed everything with weld through primer, so that way when that piece sits up underneath there like that, I'll have some good primer in between my welds. So getting ready to weld this in here. Just again, going to plug weld it, spot weld it, and then we're going to go to the other side. All right, so I'm all finished replacing the trunk gutters on this 67 Chevelle. As you can see here, it turned out really nice. Again, these were 67 trunk gutter replacement channels from Belden Speed and Engineering. They actually work for 66 to 72 Chevelles. So pretty good improvement over what I had before. You can see here's the trunk gutter lips that I cut out. As you can see, they were all rusted with some pinholes here that I punched through with the pick. So anyway, I ran them all the way down the length of the rear package tray here, and then spliced them in, worked them in about right here in this area here around the trunk hinges. But really happy with the repair. This is much better than what I had before. So again, these trunk gutters from Belden Speed and Engineering are top notch. Highly recommend them if you've got some areas here in the back where your weather strip is going to attach.